misses. Shipes the rebound.
You got to push this to the basket. Take it to the basket, guys. 9 seconds.
No timeouts left.
What are they doing?
R.J. Hunter for three. Good!
I was like, wow, man, what if this is like legit, like one of those crazy shots that you see for years and years on? Now, you know, it's just me laughing and joking inside my head, but like, it was just crazy. I was like, what if this really does happen? You know, you don't expect that. You don't expect to be there when something like that happens.
We just started to lock in. We started to get stops. The crowd really gravitated towards us. It was almost like a home court advantage for us. I felt bad for Baylor in a way, but I was excited for us in a way because we really took over the stadium and it became a home game for us, and our team really fed off of that. And I think the crowd was a huge part of our success that day.
Well, during the Baylor game, the adversity, we kind of knew what happened. A lot of times when it's your first NCAA tournament game, you know, you're a little rattled. The nerves, the environment, the TV cameras, the media, the fans. I mean, it's for our program that was big and it was huge. So I knew the first 4 or 5 minutes that I was probably going to call a timeout to settle us down. I actually did not want us to get off to a great start because I thought what happens is when young teams get off to a great start, there's nowhere to go but down. And so I thought it was great that we had to work our way back up. Our fans were terrific. Our students were terrific. They kept encouraging and encouraging. And then when we hit that mountain and we got to the top, we peaked at the right time. Baylor was coming down where we were coming up. And so it was a perfect situation for us in that regards, and it worked out great for us.
So at the start of the game, you didn't have a ton of fans in the building, but you could see it building. You see it building. And then obviously we got down by 12 with about 3 minutes to play. And you know, the environment was kind of, it was getting a little quieter. You know, people expected that at that point Baylor was going to win the game and, you know, move on, and there'd be 3 more games in the rest of the day. But as the run started to evolve and RJ started hitting a couple shots and we made a couple steals and got a couple of defensive stops, the buzz started. And obviously we had a great Georgia State fan base that had traveled down for that first game. It was incredible, pulling us on between the students, the alums, the fans.
It was surreal. I mean, I'll never forget that.
After the season ended and I got the chance to soak it in, it was really a memorable time for Georgia State basketball and Georgia State in our community, because at one point in time people here really didn't care for sports, and now you can see the culture change.
When he made it, it wasn't really a surprise to me.
I wasn't in disbelief, but I was excited for the guys because I just know, having played in the NCAA tournament, coached the NCAA tournament before, it's an unbelievable opportunity and something that you'll never forget for the rest of your life.
You know, again, just got to play through it, get our defense set. Now Baylor ended up calling a timeout, so it really helps us get get established. And that's actually how I slipped, because my mind was thinking about, you know, where's the ball, because the official was blocking me out. I was looking at the ball, thinking about a timeout, thinking about not calling it, and those type of things. And I forgot that I was on a stool that tipped me over a little bit.
Technically, I missed the shot because as soon as the ball left his hands, I turned my back to the court and I was bent over in a chair, and then everybody started screaming. So I was like, oh, okay, cool, he made the shot, we're gonna win. And then, yeah, so cool.
And as soon as it goes in, it's over with. I don't even remember what happened. I just was everywhere. That's all I remember. I think I jumped on Dan and my face paint smeared all over it everywhere. I was on the seat, standing in the middle of the seat, just cheering and going let's go, let's go, let's go. And it was just, I was everywhere.
Time stops just for a second and you see this, and it felt like it went quiet in there, and as it goes, just this perfect arc straight into the net, and everything explodes. All the stands explode. Me and Nick, we're just running back and forth down this aisle. We're surrounded by people, and we're just running, screaming like little children.
I think the shot is part of what has been many defining moments for this program. Obviously, in our eyes, the program has been evolving a lot in the last few years. The shot and everything that R.J. Hunter and Coach Hunter and the team was able to accomplish last year took it to another level, where it really made us not only just a regional team or a conference team, but put us on the national level.
What a shot! Ron Hunter tipped over his stool after his son made a 3 to give Georgia State the lead.
I've attended for a grand total of 3 years now.
I've been attending Georgia State's basketball game since the very first game of my sophomore year, which was in 2013.
I've been going to Georgia State men's basketball games since my freshman year of college. I'm a junior now, so I'm really excited for this up-and-coming season. So yeah, it's been that long.
I started attending right after the first football season because I went to the first football game and really liked it, couldn't get enough, but didn't want to have to wait for the next season, so I started going to the basketball games instead.
It's really loud. It takes a while for everybody to get loud, but it'll be like 5 people and they start the loud and then it just like goes up from there.
It's always very, very electric. The stadium may not be full every time, but no matter what, it's always an electric atmosphere, the best atmosphere you can find from any student section in the nation.
The atmosphere in every GSU sports game is always electric and live. I would almost compare it to Duke, but Duke's a little bit crazier than we are. But at least with the student section in itself, we're always heckling the other team. Nice heckling, not too offensive, but loud noises. It always throws off coaches. I see coaches like look at us and get upset at us and are cheering. So I really think it's an electric atmosphere that you don't see anywhere else in the Sun Belt at least. I've been to several schools around the conference, and it's the best atmosphere that I've seen so far of all of those schools. And even some of the big schools that I've been to, they haven't had as much spirit. So it's very electric.
When I first started coming, it was dead. It was just flat dead. Eventually, we got to the point where there were more and more kids coming along, and so it fill up and fill up and fill up, and so everybody's going wild now. You know, at this point, you get a few sellouts a season, and it's crazy. I remember the Southern game, Georgia Southern last season. We heard them getting loud, and so we started just chanting GSU over the top of them, and it just drowned them out. They all shut it. Well, they might have shut it, but I can't tell. You just couldn't hear them anymore because we drowned them out. It's really good now. The atmosphere is significantly better than it's ever been before.
Coach Hunter, he's the reason I committed to him. I mean, mostly. I like the way his practices were, fast pace, everything. I like how he coached. I love it. I mean, you know, he means well and wants well for us, so he's the man.
Enthusiastic.
Spontaneous, I would give him that. Definitely spontaneous.
I can tell you right now, the jokester on the team is everybody. If we get a chance to joke, it's going to be jokes flying from even the coaches. Like, we're all going to joke if we can.
Definitely Isaiah Dennis. Isaiah Dennis, Willie's bad on the jokes too. They're younger, so a lot of the guys are more goofier, and it's fun. And sometimes it gets us in trouble, but at the same time, you can't do nothing but help it just being around a bunch of funny, goofy guys.
Coming off the success of last season to this season, you know, last season was last season, but this season you have the chance to be even better. So this season you have to go with the mindset of, yeah, I know where I went, but I know also where I can go.
Last year definitely helped us set our goals for this year.
I'm very excited about the new guys coming into the season. We got a lot of younger guys that we didn't have last year that can play right away. Malik Bentley and Jeff Thomas are really good offensive players. You know, once they figure out the defense, I kind of feel like we'll be that much better of a team because that'll give us more depth.
My role on the team is really just do everything. I take pride in defense, and I really just take it upon myself to have a lot of energy and do all the dirty work possible. Like, I call me and TJ the Bruise Brothers.
He calls us the Bruise Brothers.
Like, we're gonna do whatever we have to do to get the win, no matter what it is.
My role, in my mind, I guess, is defense and dirty work, rebounding. You know, I mean, I don't consider myself a scorer, but like if I need to, I like to think I can, and offensive rebound, stuff like that. But basically rebounding and defense and the dirty work, that's it. That's where the Bruise Brothers comes from.
Oh, this new season, I'm very excited. My senior season, trying to get 3 for 4. 3 rings in 4 years would be great for any college experience.
I'm excited about this year. It's gonna be fun.
Well, going into this new season with some new faces and some old faces, one of the challenges that I'll have this year is blending it all together. This is an extremely deep team. It's a talented team. We haven't had this much depth at Georgia State since I've been here. So part of my job is to make sure that we put all this together, and that's going to take some time in that regard. But what helps is that these young men are talented. So chemistry is going to be a big issue with us early, especially in games. You can do as much practice as you want, but game chemistry is the next step for us right now.
I feel great about the new season. We got a lot of talent, a lot of new pieces, and even some guys who have been here before are playing new roles. So it'd be very interesting to see how they get acclimated early in the year. But I really like this team. I think they listen, they work hard, And I'm looking forward to the end of the year to see how well this team progresses and how good we can really be.
The legacy and the foundation has been built, so now we can just focus on going out there playing. We just be stress-free and play.
Team's gonna play hard, and do whatever we have to win. Be a lot of fun to watch.
They got overlooked for a lot of years until they brought the talent like R.J. Hunter and Ryan Harrell in. But now it just got to keep rolling. You know, this is a whole new team, but we just got to keep building off of that momentum that they already set for us.
We thought we had a big target on our back last year. We're going to have even a bigger target on our back this year. We're not going to be able to come up on teams and go, oh, well, yeah, it's just Georgia State. We don't really know a whole lot about them. This will be an easy win tonight. Everybody's going to know this year, okay, these guys are capable on any given night of beating any team in the country.